Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. I am coming to you today from my favorite place in the world, my backyard. And have two different forms of media going here because I want to make sure that I connect with our sisters that aren't on social media and also to do a live for those of you that can join me live. So this is my favorite place in the whole world. It may not be the fanciest backyard in the world, but you can see I have one of my Hey Nicole, I have my bird feeder behind me and my fire pit over here. And those of you that have studied anything recently about Enneagrams, I am an Enneagram 2, and I love just being in nature, smelling, just the sweet oxygen, looking at the trees, planting flowers. I love that. It brings me peace. It brings me joy. And I was recently reading where an Enneagram 2, when in times of stress or trouble, that actually the best thing that they can do for themselves is, I adore you, Nicole. I hope you and your family are doing okay. And is to be out here. So I've been out here drinking coffee and having my quiet time, and so I just wanted to share this space with you guys today, as I just shared some of my thoughts. As many of you know, at the beginning of February, my dad was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And, that alone can be just such a stressful time. I mean, we're very grateful. He has a world-class doctor here in Foley, and but it's been a lot. Those of you that have ever been on that kind of journey, we're just at the very beginning of our journey. We're thankful that the doctors are saying that it is treatable and it is curable, but he is now going through 6 months of chemo every other week, and then also he is actually having a biopsy on his liver on Wednesday. So if you guys will continue to keep my dad, Jeff Michelson, in your prayers. And I know, again, there's many of you that have been on a cancer journey before with loved ones, or maybe even yourself. I know our Beverly Carter is a survivor, and so that's an interesting time. And then throw in all of this with the virus, where, his age and his, diagnosis creates a situation where he has to be extra careful. And so, so that was the beginning of our February. And then, now this virus. And I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys a little bit. Times like this, obviously, there are no easy answers to what's going on in our world right now. But I do know that, and you can see I'm needing to get my roots done, y'all, but thankfully my good friend Amy does my hair, and she lives in the neighborhood, so we're getting that under control. But these nails, I don't know what we're going to do. Nail salon's closed, but that, like Bill said the other day, all of this is putting so much into perspective for all of us of what is really important, and just getting our focus back on the things that are most important. And so I just wanted to share some of my thoughts. You guys know that I've been in business for 25 years, and in my 25 years of business, I've been through a lot personally, and there's a lot that's gone on in the world. I've worked my business through personal issues. Hey, sweet Amy. I've had multiple miscarriages. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I went through a very devastating divorce. I have blended a family. Hey, Barbie. Hi. I'm just touching base with all of you today. And hey, Sarah. And, I've also worked the business through, the devastating economic crash of 2008 and September 11th. And these are just unprecedented times right now of what we're going through. And I have wanted so many times to jump on here and be live with you guys and make this video. But honestly, everything going on with my dad and what I was juggling, I couldn't get my brain, I even wanted to go live, in the hospital. As many of you know, I spent 2 weeks in the hospital with my dad. And thankfully, because of my Mary Kay business, I was able to do that. I only left to to go home and shower. I did hold 2 Mary Kay meetings and a personal party that I'd already committed to, and kind of tag teamed with my brother. And many of you know too, I have shared that my mom, my entire life, has struggled with pretty severe mental illness, and so this has been really, really hard for her. My dad's diagnosis and treatment, and so my brother and I and my sister who lives in Chicago, we've kind of got our hands full. But we have each other. We have an amazing church family. We're surrounded by just so many people that have been so kind and so willing to help and pour out love, and I'm grateful for that. But I know that we're all dealing now with this virus and the uncertainty, the fear, the unknown. And again, I have no easy answers. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you guys today on this, and hopefully be a source of encouragement to you. I don't know how many of you guys got to watch that neat thing that Pam Shaw headed up, where the Inner Circle Nationals kind of each gave their thoughts and their some of them gave ideas, some of them just gave stories of triumph in times of struggle. But the one that was my favorite was Lisa Madsen, and of course she's one of my favorites, and she talked about how the year before September 11th, she became a national sales director. That's the year that she became a national. And so she said she found herself just sitting there like paralyzed. Like, how do we move forward with this kind of devastation going on? How do we, yay, let's book a party, kind of thing. But she said that in that time period, she realized, hey, Kathy, I hope you're doing well, that there were, because of the school closings and things like that, and how everything just kind of shut down, there was actually a lot of children that weren't getting, that weren't getting the meals that they needed, and because that's where they were fed, was at school. And so she said her and her national area really got behind that, and they were determined to raise funds for these kids in other parts of the country that were just totally shut down because of the devastation of 9/11. And she said that gave them a purpose to get up. And I'll tell you, as I shared in that note that I sent out, that was the same for me. September 11th, we've had, an oil spill down here that was very devastating. We've had several major hurricanes. And I always took it to heart, like, if I had the opportunity to do my part for the economy, to do my part for, if I'm able to be strong, then I take that seriously, to be strong for those that can't be. And I always took a lot of just personal responsibility in that. Hey, Noemi, mi amiga, I love you. And so that, in times of crisis and global, national type of things, like today, I think about the people in California, I think about the people in New York, and obviously we're all affected. Hey, Trisha, in some way by what is happening right now, and again, the fear and the unknown. But I think about how the influx of the need of samples, because everybody is going to these sample-based virtual makeovers and things. Just think about how that keeps the manufacturers, and like, we're all a part of a chain that benefits our economy, that benefits our company. And so when we're hustling and doing our part, whether it's big, medium, or small, that makes a difference for the jobs on those ends, and it just creates a ripple effect. And I don't know if you guys saw this morning, but the West Coast distribution center is having to be closed right now because everything in California is just totally shut down. And our company is so amazing. They're like, we will reroute everything we need to from other distribution centers to make sure that those consultants can stay in business and have what they need. But again, to me, that's like, okay, step up. Like, you're in a situation where it's not like that where you live. So how can you do your part, whether it's big, medium, or small? And so I loved the quote that Lisa Madsen shared, was from Desmond Tutu. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. And, again, not to be, Pollyanna or naive about the gravity of this situation, but, um, what can we see that will be a benefit? And it's communities coming together, it's households coming together, it's parents and children spending more quality time with each other than ever before. It's showing a deep appreciation for what we do have, and being grateful, and you know what, learning to live one day at a time, which is really, I mean, yes, we should be wise and we should plan and prepare for the future, but really all we have guaranteed is the breath and the moment and the day that's in front of us right now. And so it's teaching us all, it's reminding us all to go back to that, and I'm grateful for that. So here are some of my other thoughts too, and some of the other nationals touched on this, and I'm going to give an example. Like, I've either, if at all possible, I'm trying to call each one of you, I'm trying to call each one of my customers, because people are craving human contact right now. People are feeling very isolated. But I reached out to one of my good customers who, she works in like a disaster relief, that's her job. And what she normally do is wherever there was a disaster in the United States, she would travel there, and her husband, like, I'm always sending her product to a different address because she works all over the United States. So I was like, hey, are you guys in town? How are you doing? And I texted her, hey, Sherry. And she was like, actually, we're both working remotely from home right now, and we're fine. And she said there are some things that I need, and I, but then, and normally that would have been our normal exchange, and I would have been, okay, how do you want to pay? Venmo, PayPal, credit card, send it out, make sure she has a free gift, thank you so much. But I was like, are y'all okay? And she's like, yes. She's, how are you? And I said, well. And I, just briefly said, my dad was recently diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, so we're being extra careful, but we're okay. And, we just had a more meaningful exchange back and forth. Well, this morning, and I ran her product over to her and took care of her. Well, this morning, I got just this really nice text from her, like, I've been thinking about you. She goes, I want you to know I specifically prayed for your dad this morning. And, I went through that with my dad, and he passed away, and not a day goes by that I don't think about him, and I'm just really praying for you guys. And again, there's one of the benefits of a more meaningful human connection, that we slowed down and we took the time to really listen and care, and that's huge, you guys, and people need that, and we can offer that. We can offer that friendship, that extra prayer, that extra word of encouragement in this time and beyond. As I was checking in with customers yesterday, a bunch of them were reaching out to me before I could even get to them. Hey, I need this and that. That's what people are doing right now, you guys, as far as, like, I contacted my pharmacy and, double check that my hormones, that I can go pick up my hormones, because ain't nobody want me to go without my hormones, let me tell you. And, so people are extra stocking up just in case there's a backup, or there's a, situation where you can't get what you need for a period of time. And so, we would be wise to check our own things that we might need product-wise. But again, it's our, whether you have 5 customers or 500 customers, that is our, hey, Tammy, I hope you're doing well, beautiful. This is our time to just check and make sure that everybody has what they need. With my son being a police investigator and my husband being a firefighter EMT, they're getting kind of the, inside, information on how to, for their own families to plan and prepare. And so, later today, and I'll post this script if you want, but I'm going to give you a script, but really personalize it for each person. And, how are you? Is there anything you need? I want to be very aware, just personally myself, like if there's an elderly neighbor or, somebody that is somehow in my circle that maybe they don't have the ability to stock up on the essentials, toilet paper and food and those kind of things, that I want to make sure that I have a little bit of extra in case, those kind of needs arise. And so, we really want to be perked up on that. And, again, that could be something that you reach out to your customers and say, I have a goal to raise XYZ to buy some extra supplies make sure that, hey Melanie, to make sure that if I see a need in my community that I can drop a bag off of extra supplies at somebody's door. So I am going to give a script, but basically I'm just going to say, I'm checking on you. Are you okay? Do you have everything you need? And, please let me know if there's anything that you need. And, what I'm going to say and what I am doing is I'm going to be placing a stock up order. Hey, Claudia, I'm going to be placing a stock up order. Is there anything that you need now or that you'll need in the near future so that I can be ready? Oh, Tammy, you're in Florida taking care of your granddaughter so the parents can work. You're amazing. I'm so glad that you're able to do that. That's huge. So that's how, I'm going to check in with my people, because you guys, if we are serving, if we are in service, that's what we're called to do in this business. Okay, so here I feel like is another important point. You may have seen the news that like Ulta and Sephora are choosing to close their stores for safety concerns, and I've seen other Mary Kay people that aren't affiliated to us, kind of put out these posts like, oh, good, they're closed, so don't worry about me, I'm in business. And I think it's super important to never ever gloat regarding another company or business not being able to have their doors open. So you guys know that I'm preaching to the choir on that, but I just feel like that's in super poor taste, and that we just simply need to focus on, we're here to help you with what you may need. The end. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn it into something else. Okay, and I did want to say this too, because you may have saw, those of you that wanted to do these virtual facials and things, that the company is basically sold out of the time-wise samples right now because there was such a mass rush on them. But, I say just if you're somebody who wants to do videos and, hey, Cece, and post selfies and things like that, just do it what I would call QVC style. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Home Shopping Network is presenting anything from skincare to makeup to clothing, the people on the other end, they don't have samples of any kind. They just watch the presentation and then make a buying decision. Beautiful yourself, Cece. I love you. So, don't be afraid. And this is, again, one of the silver linings of this. I feel like it's teaching us to be creative. It's teaching us new ways to connect with people that are going to benefit us. I love you to pieces, Cece. We're learning skills, honing skills that are going to benefit us long after this crisis has passed. And so that is, again, one of the silver linings of this. Okay, so for right now, you guys, I've made the decision that we're not going to do Super Saturday this Saturday, and I'm not going to have a meeting this coming Monday, just to honor the social distancing that they are really suggesting. If I personally still have customers that want to get together for a facial or makeover, I am going to do that. And those of you that use the studio, you are more than welcome to continue to use the studio. I just don't want to gather a group of people at this time. And so, but you're welcome to use the studio. Just please use the disinfectant wipes up there. Make sure everybody uses the hand sanitizer. Be extra careful with that. And then Monday night, I'm going to set up a Zoom call, which if you guys have never done that, I'm going to send out a link, and it's a video conference basically, so that we all can connect. So it's not like a live like this. Everybody will be able to share and talk and connect, and actually it'll be pretty special because I'm hoping that some of our girls all over the United States will join in and we can really be connected. So be watching for that. I'm going to get that set up. In closing, y'all use your platform to be a light and a blessing to the circle of influence that you have. People are desperate right now for words of hope and love and encouragement. Better times are coming, okay? Better times are coming. Just hang in there. I don't know why we're having to experience what we're experiencing right now, but I would ask you to be extra prayerful, and extra in tune to the needs of those around you. Every day ask yourself, how can I add value to someone else's life today, and how can I be of service to someone today? And one of my favorite quotes from Mary Kay Ash is, she says, my definition of happiness is having something to do that you love to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. And that's a quote from Mary Kay Ash. So I love all of you, and you all give me something to look forward to, and you have all these years, and I'm so grateful for that. And again, please reach out. Let me hear how you're doing, if there's anything at all that you need. And just thank you. Thank you for being a special part of our team and a special part of my life personally. And together we are going to weather this storm and come out on the other side with new skills, new perspective, maybe a deeper faith than ever before. And just know that I love you guys, and I believe in you with all my heart, and I'm here for you, okay? So have a blessed day. Mwah. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Wash your hands, wash your hands.